General knowledge test number 2. 1. When connecting the glad hands, press the two seals with the couplers together at what degree to each other? 90 degree. 2. Merging onto a road is safest if you wait for a large enough gap in traffic to enter the road. 3. What three things add up to the total stopping distance for your truck or bus? Perception distance, reaction distance, and brake distance. 4. Which of these are signs of a driver under the influence? Difficulty maintaining his or her speed, trouble staying on his or her own lane. All of the above. 5. How does a vehicle weight affect stopping? Empty trucks can take longer to stop than if loaded, but this is not normally the case for buses. 6. When the roads are slippery, you should make turns carefully as possible. 7. Which of these is not a good rule to follow when caring for injured at accident scene? Keep injured persons cool. 8. You are driving on a straight, level highway at 50 miles per hour. There are no vehicles in front of you. Suddenly, a tire blows out on your vehicle. What should you do first? Stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. 9. After starting the engine, the coolant temperature gauge should begin a gradual rise to normal. 10. You are driving a heavy vehicle with a manual transmission. You have to stop the vehicle on the shoulder while driving on an uphill grade. Which of these is a good rule to follow when putting it back in motion up the grade? Use the parking brakes to hold the vehicle until the clutch engages. 11. Which of these statements about speed management is true? When the road is slippery, it will take longer to stop and it will be harder to turn without skidding. 12. Where must you keep shipping papers when transporting hazardous material? In a pouch on the driver's door or on the seat. 13. You should use the mirrors to check where the rear of your vehicle is while you make turns. 14. Care is needed to keep your vehicle centered in your lane because commercial vehicles are often wider than other vehicles. 15. What is the max width of a trailer? 102 inches. 16. Which of these statements about causes of vehicle fires is true? Poor trailer ventilation can cause flammable cargo to catch on fire. 17. Which of these is a good thing to remember about using mirrors? There are blind spots that your mirror cannot show. 18. Which of these is especially true about your tires in hot weather? You should check the tire mounting and air pressure before driving. 19. Which of these is usually true about driving in tunnels? There may be strong winds when exiting. 20. When driving through work zones, you should watch your sharp pavement drop-offs. 21. You are passing another vehicle, pedestrian, or bicyclist. You should assume that they may move onto your traffic lane. 22. If you are not sure what to use to put out a hazardous material fire, you should wait for qualified firefighters. 23. What should you do when your vehicle hydroplanes? Release the accelerator. 24. Which of these is true regarding the use of drugs while driving? Prescription drugs are allowed if a doctor says the drugs will not affect safe driving ability. 25. Which of these statements about brakes is true? The heavier vehicle or the faster it is moving, the more heat the brakes have to absorb to stop it. 26. Which of these statements about cold weather driving is true? Windshield wipers, antifreeze should be used. 27. Which of these statements about certain types of cargo is true? Unstable loads such as hanging meat or livestock can require extra caution on curves. 28. Which of these statements about marking a stopped vehicle is true? If a hill or curve keeps drivers behind you from seeing the vehicle within 500 feet, the rear reflective triangle should be moved back beyond any hill or curve to give adequate warning. 29. Which of these is true about rear drive wheel braking skids? On vehicles with trailers, the trailer can push the towing vehicle sideways. 30. Which of these is true about the overhead clearance? The weight of a cargo can change the height of your vehicle. 31. How far should a driver look ahead of the vehicle while driving? 1/4 of a mile. 32. If you need to leave the road in a traffic emergency, you should avoid braking until your speed has dropped to about 20 miles per hour. 33. Which of these statements about downshifting is true? When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. 34. Which of these lights cannot be checked at the same time? Turn signal, brake lights, and four-way flashers. 35. Which of these is correct about emergency or evasive action? In order to turn quickly, you must have a firm grip on the steering wheel. 36. You're driving a vehicle that could safely be driven at 55 miles per hour on an open road. Traffic is now heavy and moving at 35 miles per hour though the speed limit is 55. The safest speed for your vehicle is most likely 35 miles per hour. 37. According to the Commercial Driver Handbook, why should you limit use of your horn? It can startle other drivers. 38. Which of these is true about bad weather and driving conditions? When the temperature drops, bridges will freeze before roads will. 39. To determine blood alcohol concentration for a person, it's necessary to know how much the person weighs. 40. Which of these happens when a tire blows out at highway speed? A vibration failing. 41. You're driving a 40-foot vehicle at 35 miles per hour. The road is dry and visibly is good. What is the least amount of space that you should keep in front of your vehicle to be safe? 4 seconds. 1 second for every 10 feet of your vehicle. 42. Truck escape ramps. Help avoid damage to vehicles. 43. When hydraulic brakes fail while driving, the system won't build up pressure. The brake pedal will feel spongy or go to the floor. What action should you take? Pump the brake pedal to generate pressure. 44. Which of these items is not checked in a pre-trip inspection? Amount of fuel in the vehicle. 45. You are checking your wheels and rims for a pre-trip inspection. Which of these statements is true? Rust around wheel nuts may mean they are loose. 46. The total weight of a powered unit, the trailer, and the cargo is called gross combination weight. 47. You're driving a long vehicle that makes wide turns. You want to turn left from one street onto another. Both are tow lane, two-way streets. You should begin turning your vehicle when you are halfway through the intersection. 48. For your safety, when setting out reflective triangles, you should hold a triangle between yourself and oncoming traffic. 49. Hydroplaning is more likely if tire pressure is low. 50. You should stop driving whenever you become sleepy.